Good afternoon, my name is Chelsea Spence, and today I'll be telling you why fast fashion kills. Well, have you ever purchased from Adidas, Forever 21, Fashion Nova, or Nike? Chances are, if you have been an accomplice to theft, to environmental dangers, to child labor, and even worse, to murder. So you're probably wondering, how? Let me tell you. Your favorite brands, or most of your favorite brands, are a part of the fast fashion industry. And basically, the fast fashion industry is able to produce a massive amount of products and clothing at a short amount of time. And they do this at the expense of the environment, of children, and of the poverty of third world countries. So let's get into how fast fashion affects the environment. Fast fashion is very unsustainable. The packaging that they use consists of plastic, and a lot of the leftover fabrics that they use are microfibers. These are then placed into landfills, into dumps, and this contributes to the prime of pollution. So, according to a study in 2011 by Mark Brown, which is a research associate at the University of Wales in Australia, he found that 85% of the trash and the filth found in the oceans or in the shorelines were consist of microfibers. And he also found in his studies that the U.S. discards of 17 tons of unwanted textiles each year. Another researcher known as Abigail Burrows, which is an investigator at the Global Microplastic Initiative, took part in a research project where she took samples from different bodies of water, and she found that out of the 2,000 samples that she has collected and researched, 90% of those samples had been found to be polluted with microfibers. Microfibers are what makes our clothing and our shoes. So we know that this is a product of fast fashion. Now let's get into how fast fashion directly affects humans. Child labor. Child labor is a prominent part of fast fashion. When you go into the stores, you're able to buy your favorite shoes, your favorite clothing right away. And the products is at a high demand. You know, when a latest shoe comes out or a latest iPhone, people are in a rush to buy these things. So the workers in the sweatshops are working at a high demand, and they're not able to do this on themselves because they're not robots. So they get their children into these sweatshops, into these climates, to help them produce these products at the demand that they're needed. And this is so sad because children are not able to get the education that they need or to enjoy the activities that they want because they're working at such a young age. A research project in 2016 done by the International Labor Organization found that 152 million children were found to work in child labor, and 72 million were found as hazardous workplaces. According to these statistics, also found by the International Labor Organization in 2017, they found that 19.6% of these children were in Africa, 7.6% were in Asia and the Pacific, 5.3% were in North America and South America, 4.1% were in Europe and Central Asia, and 2.9% were found in the Arab states. And as you could see in those statistics, that 19.6% of those were found in Africa, so they have the most child labor. Now let's transition to how fast fashion also not only kills the dreams of children and our environment, but fast fashion kills by human trafficking and poverty. So fast fashion is conducted by human trafficking and poverty because they traffic a certain demographic of people in certain demographics of places, such as the third world countries, and force them to do these works, and they're working tirelessly for $1 a day. And this is so sad because they're working so hard and they're not able to sustain and produce for their family. And when you buy a shirt in the store, most likely you bought this shirt for $5, right? They're only getting 15 cents for that one shirt that they presented. So according to a study done December 13th by a press release by the Central Environmental Health Organization, they found products such as Forever 21 and Charlotte Russe and Wet Seals were manufacturing shoes and purses and belts made from lead. And I have a pair of Charlotte Russe shoes in my closet, which I had to get rid of because when I figured that out, that was not only a threat to me as the consumer, but imagine the threat it was to the workers. The workers were exposed to this harmful resources. So fast fashion does everything at the liability of their workers just to present a cheap product for their consumers, which is not safe at all. So you guys have heard the cons of fast fashion, and you know it definitely outweighs that nice pair of shoes or that shirt or that belt that you wanted. You know that it's not worth the people's lives, it's not worth the destruction of the environment. So I'm urging you today, go ahead and challenge these brands that you love so dearly. Tell them to pay their workers the amount that they deserve. Not only that, but to use more sustainable resources to protect the people and the environment. I'm not telling you to quit your use of fast fashion, because these brands are cool, they are chic, and there's no way that people are going to give up all these brands. So I'm just asking you to urge these fast fashion brands to do something that's sustainable and good for the environment. And not only that, you can do it too. You can donate to organizations that are for child labor and that are for the betterment of human trafficking, like to stop this. You can also upcycle your clothes, donate your clothes, do hand-me-downs, secondhand clothing. Supporting things like that can also stop the cycle of fast fashion. So I hope you guys do this today. I urge you guys to make a change for the environment and for the people, and also for yourself. And if you want to see the visual aid for this presentation, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Thank you.